Hey everyone, this is Sam and welcome to my Ghost of Tsushima Legends Nightmare class build tutorial. So today we're going to focus on the Ronin class. I call this build the Forbidden Ronin and it is absolutely one of my favorite builds to use on Nightmare. And if you would like to see even more builds, you can actually click on the card above or the link in the description below to see my all build tutorial playlist so you can see every build for every class that's available in this game. This Forbidden Ronin build is both incredibly fun and effective, and it is something you can definitely use on Nightmare. You'll be controlling the battle constantly with heals and weakening with every action you take. So everything about this build is either about healing or weakening, and everything else you do complements that. Like with this build on a squad, everyone fights stronger, takes way less damage, and is constantly healed because of you. So if you enjoyed today's tutorial, make sure to subscribe for more Ghost of Tsushima videos all year long. Also, if you would like to play raids or anything Nightmare Story or Nightmare Survival, just add my PSN right there and we can definitely play and grind together. So the key gear you need to make this build work is the Forbidden Medicine bomb set. Also make sure you modify it so you get increased blast radius and most importantly status effect duration. I do the Assassin Unlock perk because I also use this for my Assassin build, but that's up to you, but make sure you get status effect duration. And you're going to further complement this by getting a Smoke Bomb that has the Munitions perk. So every time you throw a Smoke Bomb, you also get more concussion or bombs back for your Forbidden Medicine, which, heals. And for your techniques, make sure you pick up a Weakening Burst at rank 7 because that's going to further complement everything. Your heal bombs and your weakening work in perfect synergy together, as I will show you later. Also, because you have the weakening effect, also make sure you get the perk number 2, Resolve increased by rank 9, so you get an extra resolve point, so you can use the weakening while still keeping the free resolve points you need to do the revives. And your ghost weapon number 1, your other one, make sure you take it as a third throw, and one that also comes with status effect duration, and also it applies weaken on hit. So when you have all this put together, what you want to do is you want to take out weak enemies first to drive cooldown reduction of all the ghost weapons. And then once that happens, you want to get close to 4 resolve around, and then you want to use your weakening skill to weaken only enemies, especially in a group like this. That's going to lower all of their damage and increase their damage taken by 25%. So you let your DBS finish the weakened enemies, and then from a distance you can use bombs to damage. But because your DPS are in the fight and your bombs heal, so as I throw this bomb, you can see I get resolve back, my enemies are damaged, and I also gain health back for my teammates up there, Dr. Ronis. So the next thing you can also do is you want to put the incense on point to keep the teammates well. So for the class ability, get the healing incense, don't get the dog. And you can also use smoke bomb to do major crit damage. So you throw the smoke bomb down, that's going to keep you safe so you can go revive if you run out of the Breath of Izanami. But after the smoke bomb, you can also sneak in your critical strikes. And most importantly, because of the munition perks, as you can see there, after the smoke bomb, I can pick up more bombs, and all of my bombs heal and hurt. And because this is Nightmare, one of the key strategy is to fight enemies outside of points quickly to get the Fire Spirit to attack on them. But you're going to leave, like I'm going to leave right here, but it's going to hurt all of them. So that's key. So use my Nightmare Ronin build. If you use it correctly, like I've just showed you there, that's the train of thought and process you should go through. You'll be able to keep everyone playing stronger and alive, as you can see me demonstrate in the gameplay you see here. This is a very, very truly support class, but it's so supporting to a point that not only am I going to, heal everyone, bring them back with revives, and then heal them, I'm also going to make sure during the fight they don't get hurt, because I'm going to weaken all of the enemies that are strong, like all the Oni, to make sure none of my teammates are hurt. And if I run out of weakening, I will sneak in that smoke bomb, so I get more heals bomb back, and also it also further protects my teammates. And then it allows me to do plenty of damage for assassination and critical strikes. So you can see in this sequence, I am doing the huge damage when I can. The majority of the time, I'm truly just protecting my team, weakening everyone so they don't get hurt at all. And if they do get hurt, I'm going to heal them. And I'm going to weaken every Oni I see, and then sneak in my critical strike to build up my resolves, so I can still get the Breath of Izanami if it gets to that point. And if it doesn't, we'll be good to go. That's the key to this build. And the rest of the gear you need, these are kind of flexible, but I do suggest keep it something similar. So for the charm, I like to use the stealth charm that gives ghost weapons cooldown reduction and also the ability cooldown reduction, so that's going to be great for the healing and also the weakening. Combat regeneration just to be safe. Obviously get a water katana that comes with the water stance. I mean the stagger damage, because that's the best for now. The perk, you can get whatever you want. I like the wind stance because I hate spear guys. The rest of the things, techniques wise, you're gonna need the Breath of Izanami. So you can, that comes with the ultimate, but get the healing incense and the Breath of Izanami. Make sure you also further buff that with the one that heals when you revive your teammates. That's key. So that's the soothing breath. So you can do this to bring people back and heal them, and at the same time also just simply heal them. Even if they're not down, if everyone's low on health, you can sneak this in. So you can see with everything put together, this is how I like to conduct fights. If I see an Oni, I will most likely weaken them, especially if they're in a group and I have 4 resolve like this. Or I will sneak in a smoke bomb. If I'm low on bombs and I have teammates around me, then I can allow them to assassinate everybody. But you can see that's when I look to gain my damage, and that's how I get all my resolve back anyways, through the smoke bomb and the bomb throwing. So you can see just me and another Ronin alone. This is on a Nightmare. And we can essentially slowly kill off everyone and hold the point forever. And you can see our assassin DPS already came to join the fight because they kind of clean up on their side. So then you can see this Ronin does not go down, but you're constantly helping. But make sure you're always fighting with someone, because when you're built like this, you're aiming to make your teammates better, right? And with this, I win every Nightmare fight, actually. Every Nightmare story or survival mode. With this build, I have not lost a Nightmare fight yet. It just makes everyone better. Like, even if your teammates are a little bit maybe new to Nightmare mode or they're struggling a little, the fact that everyone that can really hurt them is the Oni, right? Like the weaker characters can't really kill off someone that's at level 105. But every Oni I see, I go up and weaken them. And remember, I have status effect duration buffed to like 30% plus. So my weakening also lasts for a long time. Long enough even for me to kill an Oni if I really want to. The majority of the time, I'm just running around trying to kill off the easier enemies to drop my gold weapons. But if I see an Oni, I'm going to weaken them to make sure it keeps my teammates safe. I'm going to throw bombs to keep my teammates safe. But the bombs at the same time also do a lot of damage. And if I don't feel like I want to use a weakening just to save resolve, I still have the dirt throw, which also weaken like a whole bunch of enemies at a high like radius and range. So you can see that's essentially how I use this build. And you have to use it this way because you're not really out here to go for like 300 kills or something. You're just out here so nobody dies. And if it happens, you gotta use it. Use the Breath of Izanami. And then once you do that, make sure you gain all your resolve points back as quickly as possible, so you can use the smoke bomb, or you can just literally spam bombs like I do here. I'm just spamming bombs so I can get back to close to free resolve, so if anything, accidental happen with my teammates, I can still heal all of them. Throwing the incense down to keep myself alive, also to keep my teammates alive on point. More bombs. And then in this instance, I don't consider the situation too bad, so I just kind of continue on with my thing. But I could have threw all my bombs to gain all of my resolve back so I can heal whenever. But that's the key to this build, and it is just absolutely devastating. So there's the result, and if you win a Nightmare, you get a couple of legendary weapons, so that's great. You're not gonna get a super high score because you get a share amount of kills, but you won't kill a lot, but you won't lose. So that's very important. That's key, alright? So if you enjoyed this, let me know, and I look to speak to you guys again very soon.